Just about 2 minutes to the top of the hour. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, tonight we stand with the citizens of the Republic of Tanzania as they mourn the sudden death of their President John Pombe Magufuli last evening, who succumbed to heart complications. As they begin a 2-week period of mourning, President Uhuru Kenyatta has announced a 7-day period of national mourning here in the country in honor of the late president. But first, here are some of the highlights.
NTV Tonight with Zainab Ismail.
Tonight, Tanzania mourns its fallen leader.
Mheshimiwa Dr. John Pombe Joseph Magufuli ambaye amefariki kwa maradhi ya moyo.
News that shook the region in the silence of the night.
Sikuamini, lakini baada ya kufungua kwenye mtandao ni kweli nikaamini hilo kwamba mheshimiwa ametuondoka.
Parliament recalled as nation observes 14 days of mourning. Also tonight, Kenya tops the continent in new virus infections over the last month as death toll rises by 35%.
We have seen our positivity rate rise with a vengeance that we have not witnessed before.
Plus, autopsy concludes that NLC official Jennifer Wambua was strangled. DPP orders speedy investigations into the murder. And Somalia completes oral submissions before the ICJ.
It is a regional political matter with deep ramifications on the socio-economic realities of our people.
Judges retreat to examine evidence. Once again, we're glad you could join us on the sign language interpretation this evening. Is Flora Atieno. My name is Zainab Ismail. But we begin with the broadcast with the worrying COVID situation in the country. Over the last 4 weeks, Kenya has seen a 44% increase in infections, the highest in Africa, even as the continent as a whole reported a 5% drop in the number of new cases. And as the country struggles to contain this third wave, the number of deaths reported in the country over the last 1 month have increased by 35%, the second highest on the continent. This is according to the latest data from the Africa Center for Disease and Control.
Kenya is well into the third wave of COVID-19, and it's deadly. Unlike the past 2 waves, the Ministry of Health says that this one is quite peculiar.
Kenya is facing another surge of COVID-19, a wave that is more aggressive, non-discriminatory strain, attacking everyone from infants and those with no known comorbidities to those that are elderly and otherwise vulnerable. We have seen our positivity rate rise with a vengeance that we have not witnessed before.
According to the Africa Center for Disease and Control, in the last 4 weeks, Kenya's new infections have increased by 44%, the highest in Africa. The number of deaths too are worrying, as Africa CDC reports a 35% increase in Kenyan deaths over the last month. This new wave of the virus has come with a different set of symptoms, leaving many confused. They include conjunctivitis, a rash on the skin, discoloration of fingers and toes, diarrhea, and general fatigue.
We are tired. We are stressed. We have been pushed sometimes to the limit by this virus. But I must tell you and urge you, I must ask you that this is not the time to tire.
Anita Nkonge, NTV.
Well, to the rising COVID-19 numbers now, and 1,225 more people have been infected with the coronavirus out of a sample size of 7,308. The positivity rate therefore stands at a high of 16.7%, and the total number of cases in the country rises to 117,535. Of the new cases, 1,166 are Kenyans and 59 are foreigners. 17 more people have sadly died of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, and the death toll now stands at 1,954. In the same time period, 142 recoveries have also been recorded. 793 people are currently admitted in health facilities countrywide, and 2,250 are on home-based care. Well, condolences to the families of those who've lost their lives and wishing a full recovery to those infected. Well, to what's happening in Tanzania right now. In Tanzania's National Assembly Speaker Job Ndugai has summoned members of parliament to convene in Dodoma for an urgent meeting to deliberate on the way forward for the leadership of the nation. Tanzania will observe 14 days of mourning following the death of President John Pombe Magufuli.
Kwa masikitiko makubwa nawajulisha kuwa leo tarehe 17 Machi mwaka huu 2021 majira ya saa 12 jioni tumempoteza kiongozi wetu shupavu, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, Mheshimiwa Dr. John Pombe Joseph Magufuli, ambaye amefariki kwa maradhi ya moyo katika hospitali ya Mzena jijini Dar es Salaam.
The announcement that shook Tanzania, by extension, East Africa. Flags flew at half-mast as the country began a 14-day mourning period. Now Parliament has been recalled to discuss the way forward.
Wabunge wote walikuwa katika ziara hizo za ukaguzi wa miradi ya maendeleo warudi Dodoma.
Magufuli has been eulogized as a man who focused on development and changed Tanzania for the better.
Taraji wetu tunataka kwa sababu nchi kama inapata mtu kama huyu tunakuwa kidogo afadhali kwa sababu nchi ilikuwa ishaharibika.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is also the chair of the East African Community, has hailed Magufuli as a true statesman and a great leader.
In the passing on of President Magufuli, I have lost a friend, a colleague, and a visionary ally, whom I worked closely, particularly on our commitment to forge lasting bonds between Kenya and Tanzania.
Uganda President Yoweri Museveni, through a tweet, stated, and I quote, "I have with great sadness learnt the death of His Excellency John Pombe Magufuli. He was a pragmatic leader who believed in hard work for the economic empowerment of East Africans." Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, through a tweet, stated that Magufuli's contribution to his country and to our region will not be forgotten. Helen Aura, NTV.
Well, the initial systematic censoring of information regarding the whereabouts of the late President Magufuli by Tanzanian authorities gave way to speculation last seen in public on February 27th this year. Rumors rapidly suggested that he was severely ill, incapacitated or dead. With Magufuli failing to make a brief public appearance to dispel the speculations, it would appear powerful senior officials surrounding the Tanzanian presidency were planning a transition of power and were buying time to orchestrate the process. Seth Olale with more.
The speculations escalated after Tanzanian opposition leader Tundu Lissu's pronouncement on social media that Magufuli's health condition had deteriorated and that he had to be flown to Kenya. It was also rumored that he contracted the coronavirus and was flown out to South Africa or India for specialized treatment. There was further speculation that Magufuli was incapacitated in an intelligence service hospital in Dar es Salaam. Others allude that the Tanzania Intelligence and Security Service was keen on preserving the country's national pride. A separate narrative suggested that Magufuli either died in Nairobi or while he was en route to India and his body tactically transported back to Dar es Salaam. The intelligence allegedly feared that announcing the president's health status publicly before resolving internal power struggles could lead to a potential succession battle within the ruling CCM party spilling over in public, with Vice President Samia Suluhu and Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa classified as persons of interest.
Tena wako ndani ya nchi, wako huko wanashawishi vyombo vya kimataifa viseme rais wa Tanzania anaumwa.
Mimi Samia Suluhu Hassan.
There are speculations that Vice President Samia Suluhu, who enjoys the backing of the military, could have secretly recorded the death announcement to avert any possibility of a power vacuum.
Kwa masikitiko makubwa,
the tactical timing of the short video clip that was broadcast late at night is said to have been intended to get a number of both government and ruling party unawares of the transition power play. Such was the level of government secrecy that had not been seen on the continent since the rumors about the demise of Robert Mugabe, whose death was speculated for over a decade. Seth Olale, NTV.
Well, Tanzania is now set to have a female president, with the current Vice President Samia Suluhu assuming office. Naima Sampawa looks at what the Tanzanian law says about that transition of power.
Mimi Samia Suluhu Hassan.
The death of President John Magufuli now puts his deputy Vice President Samia Suluhu at the helm of the East African nation, as the Tanzanian constitution states that where the office of president becomes vacant by reason of death, resignation, loss of electoral qualifications, or inability to perform his functions due to physical infirmity or failure to discharge the duties and functions of the office of president, the vice president shall be sworn in and become the president for the unexpired period of the term of 5 years. Samia Suluhu will therefore take over full powers as head of state and can appoint her own cabinet and even change some of Dr. Magufuli's policies. The constitution also states that after consultation with the political party to which he or she belongs, the new president shall propose the name of the person who shall be vice president, and such appointment shall be confirmed by the National Assembly by votes of not less than 50% of all the members of parliament. Samia Suluhu is expected to propose a name for the position of vice president 14 days after being sworn in. She will be the first female president in Tanzania and the second in the East African region after Sylvie Kinigi, who was the acting president in Burundi between October 1993 and February 1994. Suluhu will also be the first Zanzibari since Ali Hassan Mwinyi to lead the United Republic. She will serve as head of state for the remaining time of Magufuli's tenure, which was meant to run up to 2025. Naima Sampawa, NTV.
Well, the 61-year-old Samia Suluhu has been Tanzania's vice president since 2015. Rozongoi now looks at the political career of the first ever woman expected to lead Tanzania.
The victory of the late John Pombe Magufuli in the Tanzanian elections last year gave the country its first ever female vice president, Samia Suluhu Hassan. This ushered in a new era for female leadership in the East African nation. The VP has been the face of Tanzania at international functions, often traveling on behalf of President Magufuli, who rarely ventured out of the country. Now, 61-year-old Samia Suluhu will take over as the country's president. Born on January 27, 1960, Suluhu hails from Zanzibar. After completing her secondary education in 1977, she was employed by the Ministry of Planning and Development as a clerk before joining the World Food Programme, then leaving for the UK to study economics at the University of Manchester in 1992. Her political career began in 2000 when she was elected as a special seat member to Zanzibar's House of Representatives. Suluhu was an MP for Makunduchi constituency from 2010 to 2015. Since then, she served in 2 other ministries, tourism and investment, as well as labour, gender, children and development. She also worked in President Jakaya Kikwete's government as Minister of State for Union Affairs in 2010. Suluhu is only the second female vice president in the region after Uganda's Specioza Kazibwe. Rozongoi, NTV.
Well, the late Tanzanian president had gained a reputation for his no-nonsense approach, earning him the nickname the bulldozer. But he was at the center of controversy in the past year, especially over his response to the coronavirus pandemic. Since the onset of COVID-19, Magufuli downplayed the severity of the virus, although the government's position is that the head of state passed away from heart complications. Rumors of a coronavirus infections were rife. Here are some of the controversial statements he made that left many around the world in shock. When the coronavirus pandemic hit last year, Magufuli became one of the world's most high-profile skeptics. His administration discouraged people from wearing masks in public and instead claimed that COVID-19 could be cured by steam inhalation and herbal remedies.
Nilikuwa namwangalia Jaji Mihayo hapa amefunika pua yake na mke wake mpaka nilishindwa kuwaelewa mwanzoni.
At one point, he made fun of the country's coronavirus testing facilities.
Tulipopeleka sample ya papai tukaipa jina Elizabeth Anne, miaka 26, female. Papai lile lilikuwa positive.
Shortly afterwards, Tanzania officially stopped tracking the number of cases and deaths from COVID-19 in May 2020. At the time, the country had registered 509 cases and 21 deaths.
Kufa tutakufa tu. Unaweza ukafa kwa malaria, ukafa kwa kansa, ukafa kwa magonjwa mengine kwa sababu kufa kupo.
In June 2020, he declared Tanzania COVID-19 free and carried out campaigns and other engagements in disregard of the containment measures that had been advised by the World Health Organization.
Kama tulivyo hapa leo kwenye uwanja huu, simuoni hata mmoja aliyevaa barakoa. Hii ni kwa sababu Mungu ametenda.
In February, Zanzibar's first Vice President, Saif Sharif Ahmed, died from the virus. This appeared to have softened Magufuli and to a large extent Tanzanians' stance on the virus.
We would very much welcome to start receiving from Tanzania data of the situation in the country.
Tanzania's health ministry later issued instructions urging citizens to observe COVID prevention protocols. Nevertheless, he warned his health ministry not to rush into procuring vaccines, saying they were dangerous.
Even now that he's dead, his government continues to lie. Magufuli died of corona.
Magufuli's death has been attributed to a long-standing heart condition, but many suspect he may have succumbed to COVID-19. And as that happens, relations between Kenya and Tanzania have been rather frosty in recent days. But diplomacy experts believe the two countries now have a better opportunity to strengthen their bond and end this sibling rivalry. NTV's senior political affairs reporter, Kennedy Mureithi, looks at the relationship between Kenya and Tanzania and what the future holds for the two countries.
When President John Pombe Magufuli made his maiden trip to Kenya as president in 2016, everything for the two countries was looking up. For President Uhuru Kenyatta and Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, the 2016 visit was one that sought to undo the historical bad blood between the two states, whose boundaries have been made one by their people. On 1st November 2016, President Uhuru Kenyatta and President John Pombe Magufuli commissioned the Southern Bypass. Many saw this move as one of the steps that was aimed at creating a relationship between Kenya and Tanzania. For Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, he may be gone, but this plaque bearing his name stands tall as a stark reminder to the minds of Kenyans that the relationship between these two states may stand the test of time.
In the passing on of President Magufuli, I have lost a friend, a colleague, and a visionary ally, whom I worked closely, particularly on our commitment to forge lasting bonds between Kenya and Tanzania.
The two had also tried to form a personal relationship. When President Kenyatta traveled to Tanzania, he was gifted peacocks by President Magufuli when he visited his hometown of Chato and even spent the night at his home. But instances such as the banning of week-old chicks and slaughtering of cows seized at the border have put a strain on the relationship between the two nations. While Kenya has focused on strengthening the East African region, Tanzania has also been accused of looking south towards the Southern African Development Community (SADC), leading to the coining of the Coalition of the Willing.
Kenya and Tanzania have come a long way, and like siblings in the East African community, there has been hiccups in their relations. And in my opinion, this has not gone beyond control.
Experts say despite the occasional friction, the future is bright for the two siblings.
We've had difficult relations with the Somalis, where we even broke diplomatic ties. You know, we have recalled our ambassador there, but this has not happened in Tanzania.
Diplomacy experts now say Kenya is at a better place to mend the misunderstandings that have shown a different picture than that of unity by engaging the acting president Samia Suluhu at this earliest stage. Kennedy Mweredi, NTV.
Well, he certainly leaves quite the legacy, and we still have much more about the late John Pombe Magufuli, the late Tanzanian president. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back.
What does it take to move a nation? It starts with a dream. A dream which gains momentum and becomes bigger and better and more audacious. What does it take to move a nation? It takes the commitment to innovate and invest in breakthrough technology, to build partnerships across the continent, to create connections, to enable businesses to make their dreams a reality. What does it take to move a nation? It takes Sandy.
My darlings, my love will protect you from everything, visible and invisible. We might not always have plenty, but we will always have enough. And whatever Mama touches will magically turn into more for you. Just one capful of Dettol is enough to disinfect surfaces and protect your family and your home. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
What is family? Family is a solid foundation to build on and a strong pillar to lean on. It is believing in each one of us for the betterment of all of us. Family is working together today to win together tomorrow. It is creating opportunities for a lifetime of happiness. It is knowing we are valued, respected, understood, and most of all, supported. The future is bright because you can always bank on family. Family Bank, with you for life.
This looks different.
It is. See for yourself.
Okay, so it's a photo.
Look closer. Photos within photos.
What about video?
8K video. Beyond cinema quality.
So...
you can pull portrait quality photos straight from video.
But will it last the whole trip?
Battery for the whole trip and the way back.
This is different.
Told you.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Thank you for staying with us. John Pombe Magufuli was a man whose style of leadership was loved and loathed at the same time. Magufuli neither entertained inefficiency in his administration nor critics of his government. Our political reporter Vincent Odwor delves deeper into the man Magufuli.
61-year-old John Pombe Magufuli was first elected to parliament in 1995. It was during his days as Minister of Works that he was nicknamed Bulldozer for his bullish style of leadership and pushing through projects. In 2015, in a hotly contested presidential election, Magufuli defeated former Prime Minister Edward Lowassa to become the 5th president of Tanzania. President Magufuli endeared himself to the public by fighting for efficiency and accountability in his administration, never hesitating to fire corrupt civil servants and government officials, failing service delivery to the people.
Kwa hiyo namwakilisha meneja hujui tu. Sasa kuanzia leo msionekane hapa. Wameshakutana hapa. Ni maneno tu. Sasa nimechoka maneno. Sitaki maneno. Kana alisimamia hii kazi, tusimalize. Panga wewe.
Magufuli was at the forefront of saving public funds and protecting local businesses. In 2015, besides reducing his cabinet by half, he cut down his own salary from 1.5 million shillings to 400,000 shillings per month. He also embarked on major infrastructure projects such as the port of Bagamoyo, a new railway, and upgrading the Dar es Salaam International Airport. Under his leadership, the International Monetary Fund ranked Tanzania among the fastest growing sub-Sahara economies. But deep into his presidency, Magufuli became more and more intolerant to free speech as the country started taking the route towards dictatorship. He cracked down on opposition leaders who were arrested and prosecuted. His administration shut down media houses deemed to be insulting him and introduced draconian cybercrime laws that suppressed free speech.
Mimi, Francis Kumba Ndulane,
paka wewe uliyeshindwa kuapa. Na nafikiri hii nafasi tutamteua mtu mwingine anayeweza kuapa vizuri.
Most recently, Magufuli portrayed himself as being a non-believer of science, believing the coronavirus did not exist in Tanzania, despite his earlier career as a science teacher with a PhD in chemistry. Vincent Odwor, NTV.
Thanks, Vincent, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. Meanwhile, in Kenya, a post-mortem conducted on the body of the late Jennifer Itumbi Wambua has established that she was strangled to death. Further tests will be done to establish if the Deputy Director of Communications at the National Lands Commission was raped. Meanwhile, the Director of Public Prosecution has ordered speedy investigations into the murder and consequently directed the Inspector General of Police to forward the inquiry report to his office for further action. The DPP was represented by Senior Director of Public Prosecutions Joseph Kinyanjui in a 122 million shillings government advertisement agency graft case in which the late Wambua was to be cross-examined as a state witness against 22 accused persons. And time for another break. Business is up next.
We keep running faster and faster. I don't know what we're after yet. Situated in the Kitengela suburbs, Kitengela Plains is an affordable, pristine residential community of 48 modern villas. Located off Namanga Road, a 30-minute drive from the CBD, the 4-bedroom all-en-suite villa offers a spacious living area, a modern kitchen, a private garden, a play area and a borehole at only 9.8 million shillings. Call 0710 783 955 or 0798 569 274. Kitengela Plains. Welcome home.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust to provide effective relief and is gentle on the stomach. Try Panadol Advance for relief from headaches, body aches, and fever. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet gently breaks down in the stomach, quickly absorbs, and starts providing pain relief in 15 minutes. For fast and effective pain relief that you can trust, try Panadol Advance. This has been Medifax for Panadol.
Oh, I've tried. Hi, Mama. From your first day at school to you captaining your soccer team, no matter how old you are, you'll always be my baby. That's why I trust Dettol to clean, protect, and keep you refreshed every day. I still can't believe how quickly you've grown. Dettol, tested effective against COVID-19.
Karibuni sana Lotto. This is the money hour. Jina langu ni Beverly Nita. Kumbuka unachezea jackpot ya 25 million Kenya shillings.
Jina langu ni Mike Makori. Hapa kukukumbusha 25 million Kenya shillings could be yours if you match your 6 lucky numbers to enter the mega jackpot draw.
All you have to do is play any amount from 50 shillings to 1,000 Kenya shillings, known as a jishindia, yani ile juu jackpot ya 25 million Kenya shillings.
Kumbuka pia thousands of other cash prizes are up for grabs in the second chance lucky draw. Kucheza ni rahisi.
All you have to do is weke between 50 bob to 1,000 Kenya shillings, pay bill number 77700, alafu tunakuambia
kila laheri.
Well, before we take a look at the stories making headlines in the world of business, former NTV News anchor Winnie Mukami, who recently served as a board member at the Kenya Pipeline, has died. She passed on Wednesday as a result of COVID-19 complications. Mukami started her career at KBC as a radio and TV current affairs presenter and producer. Mukami rose to the prominence in 2003 when she anchored NTV News during its launch. She left NTV after 7 years and eventually founded her own public relations consultancy. Now, Winners Frontiers International Limited. She has been running the company until her death, which comes a few days after veteran Royal Media Services radio personality Robin Njogu also succumbed to COVID-19. And indeed, may her soul rest in eternal peace. Indeed, a very big loss for the media industry in the country. Let's take that break. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Malaria ni ugonjwa hatari sana unaoua watu wengi hapa Kenya. Japo kuko na corona, hatari ya malaria bado iko. Mtoto huyu alikuwa na joto jingi, kutetemeka, kuumwa na viungo na uchovu. Alikimbizwa hospitali ya umma ambako sheria za COVID-19 huzingatiwa na ni salama kwa shughuli ya upimaji. Vipimo vilionyesha kuwa ana malaria na papo hapo daktari akampa dawa za malaria na kumshauri azimalize, na ili kujikinga wawe wakilala ndani ya neti iliyotibiwa. Malaria husambazwa na mbu. Walio hatarini ni watoto wa chini ya miaka 5 na akina mama wajawazito. Kupimwa na kutibiwa ni bure katika hospitali zote za umma. Usisahau adui malaria. Zero malaria huanza na mimi. Chukua jukumu leo. Komesha malaria. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na Wizara ya Afya.
Just one capful of Dettol is enough to disinfect surfaces and protect your family and your home. Dettol, tested effective against COVID-19.
Selena! Don't get puzzled. She's my twin. I shine your toilet. And I bathroom. So, is your bathroom clean?
Yes!
Presenting the new Harpic Bathroom Cleaner. Compared to ordinary detergents, its thick formulation gives you superior cleaning and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses all around the bathroom. Blue
for the toilet.
And red
for the bathroom.
Harpic Bathroom and Toilet Cleaner cleans and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses.
Standing tall at the heart of Tattoo City lies Lifestyle Heights, a prestigious property in a prime area offering you spacious 2 and 3 bedroom and 3 bedroom plus DSQ apartments. With state-of-the-art amenities, Lifestyle Heights offers you constant water supply, round-the-clock security, green and open spaces such as the pergolas and kids play area, lifts, among many other amenities. Contact us and come see us for an amazing open day on the 27th and 28th of March.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust to provide effective relief and is gentle on the stomach. Try Panadol Advance for relief from headaches, body aches, and fever. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet gently breaks down in the stomach, quickly absorbs, and starts providing pain relief in 15 minutes. For fast and effective pain relief that you can trust, try Panadol Advance. This has been Medifax for Panadol.
This new pack is available in all leading supermarkets and outlets. It's still the same flour. Pembe yangu ni poa.
NTV Business News in association with Sendi.
Thank you for staying with us. Some business news now. And the National Assembly Budget and Appropriations Committee now wants the National Treasury to designate funds and provide a roadmap for completion of all stalled projects within the next 6 months. This is according to the committee's report on the supplementary budget for the 2020-2021 financial year, which also wants the Exchequer to set aside funds to clear all pending bills within the financial year running between July 2021 and June 2022. The committee further wants the Auditor General to conduct an audit of all projects affected by budget cuts in the current financial year with a view of allocating funds for the same in the next financial year. The committee has expressed concern that by 2023, debt service will take up about 1.5 trillion shillings, gobbling up 75% of total revenue. And there is a critical need for better methods to be devised of sharing information on how small and medium enterprises can benefit from the multiple initiatives by government and business allocations to assist them weather the COVID-19 pandemic. This was one of the key messages at the Nation Media Group's 2021 SME Conference and Expo, which kicked off this morning at the Kenya International Convention Centre. Alex Mwangi reports.
Most of it is actually driven by the operators in terms of mobile money.
Small and medium enterprises have an outsized impact not only on the Kenyan economy, but on many economies around the globe.
SMEs contribute 95% of the farms in most of our countries. And in addition to that, SMEs contribute 80% of employment opportunities in most of our countries in Africa.
Over 90% of all established businesses are SMEs that account for over 3/4 of all jobs in the economy. However, the overall contribution to the economy is below potential at 28.5%, compared to developed countries such as Germany, where SMEs contribute 75% to the GDP, and 50% in UK and Singapore.
The COVID-19 pandemic hit many SMEs hard, even as it created some opportunities for others to spring up through innovation.
Under the SMA growth rates, in 2019, it was quite high, but then in 2020, it was actually in the negative. That shows the impact of COVID-19. Most of the SMEs closed down, cut down their operations. What we've seen is that there has been a niche in digital adoption, which has taken a quantum leap.
But I was also struck by all the initiatives that have been done by different business associations to meet this particular need. So I think one of the challenges we must ask ourselves, and even coming out of this conference, we're doing a lot and everybody is doing a lot, but there is still the perception that there is little being done or it's not being addressed.
SMEs employ more than 15 million Kenyans. Both the public and private sectors are seeking to play their role to provide a conducive environment for SMEs to thrive.
Currently, we are focused on recovery strategies, finalization of the MSC policy and startup bill to enhance regulation and improve the business environment for SMEs, as well as the prompt payment policy to enhance cash flow to suppliers, both by large private sector institutions and government, especially the county government.
Designated trading centers for informal traders will be established. A program will be rolled out towards facilitating growth of the small, micro, and medium enterprise while reviewing the policy on single business permits to ease the process of establishing and running business in the city.
We also have established biashara centers around the country, and in these spaces, SMEs can come. It's almost like a Huduma center, but for business, where we bring together all the different government agencies and we provide the portals for, at least for information sharing.
The annual SME Conference and Expo is the brainchild of the Nation Media Group in collaboration with the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry and other partners. A recurring theme to help SMEs move from good to great is the importance of buying Kenya to build Kenya.
And I'm sure some are wondering why I'm wearing African wear. This is part of showcasing what our SMEs are producing and how they are linking with other big businesses.
Alex Mwangi, NTV.
All right, thanks, Alex, for that report. Cooperative banks' net earnings for the period ended December 2020 stood at 10.8 billion shillings, a 24% drop compared to the same period in 2019. The decline is informed by higher loans loss provisions related to COVID-19 and currency devaluation losses from its South Sudanese subsidiary. The bank's loan losses provisions for the period increased from 2.5 billion shillings to 8.1 billion shillings to cushion against the non-performing loans, which nearly doubled to 59.1 billion shillings from 31.1 billion shillings the previous year. Now, despite the dip in earnings, the bank will retain a dividend payout of 1 shilling per share to its investors. Well, that's where we close the business news, but sports news is up next. You want to stay tuned.
TV Business News in association with NTV.